What's going on, guys? Nick Lesagore here, Exit 12 Homebrew in the house on a beautiful Friday in the brewery. I am supposed to be brewing today. I'll say more about that in a minute. It's 80 degrees out. It's a Friday. Just got off of work for the week. And I've been dying to rebrew my blueberry American wheat beer ever since that 10-gallon batch from hell that didn't turn out great.
So an unfortunate reality is that not every beer is good. It doesn't always work out, and so the blueberry wheat has to go, or the blueberry American wheat. Yeah, that's right. As you can see, that is very dark, but it wasn't the look. The 3 or 4 pounds of blueberries that I added just didn't give it the blueberry flavor that I wanted, and really I think turned it into a bit of a mess. So down the sink it goes. On to the next one.
It was too much blueberry in terms of the color. It was tasting like a muddled mess. It just wasn't a good beer. I had to dump 10 gallons of beer. It was like my second 10-gallon batch I've ever brewed. So I'm back again, going back to 5 gallons, and I'm brewing the beer. That is if my ingredients show up on time. Now, to be sure, anybody that knows me knows I'm a planner. So these ingredients were ordered from Beer and Wine Hobby, www.beer-wine.com, the official homebrew store of the BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, on Monday. I usually get the box basically next day. It's right in Danvers, Massachusetts. I live close to there. Usually I get the box. This was not a Beer and Wine Hobby issue, however. This is a USPS issue. The United States Postal Service stinks with a capital S. This was ordered on Monday, shipped out on Tuesday, and it's still in limbo. Says going to be delivered by 5:30 today. My mail comes at 1 o'clock. It is 2:30. Mail, don't know if it came because we didn't get any mail. So I don't know what's going on. This is where being flexible and knowing how to adapt would come in very handy. Something I'm definitely working on. So the plan is, right now in the immediacy, doing some things around the brewery to get ready for the brew day. Weighing out salts. I got a couple of boxes for more beer. Now, Nick, you might be saying, Nick, you got a couple of boxes for more beer this week. Why wouldn't you just get the ingredients from them? I got some of the ingredients, but I like to support our sponsor when I can. So we're going to unbox a couple of more beer boxes. We're going to wait for the ingredients. If they don't come, I may be brewing a different beer. We'll have to see what that is. We'll kind of look in the software and see what we can come up with. In any event, we're in a waiting period. We're in a holding pattern. So hold and wait, we will. Okay. Opening up this more beer box. At the very least, I can try to get the grains ready that I did order from more beer. Here is some yeast. If I can, I try to pay the extra couple of dollars when I'm getting yeast. Comes in a nice pack. This is pretty warm. My pure pitch of my American Hefe yeast. I'm going to throw this in the fridge right now. Taking a look, I ordered a replacement. This is a replacement nut that connects the heat exchanger dish with the false bottom on the Brewzilla. The nut that I had and the washer, actually the whole unit, this one's much bigger. The whole unit that I had actually fell down the sink a couple of months ago, so I ran to the hardware store and got new ones, but I want to have the real thing. It was only a couple of bucks, so why not? Really captivating brew tubing, I know. So we got that. Ordered some more gelatin. I needed more gelatin. So I'm going to be using something different in my American wheat beer, and that's because it clears up pretty quickly sometimes, and I know it depends I know it depends on my mash temps and things, but let's talk about this for a minute. This is a new malt from Great Western. It's an American malt. It's called Chit Malt. I've used Chit Malt before. There are other proprietors, other maltsters that make Chit Malt. But the idea is that this is going to help with haze stability. It was a new malt to more beer. It was new on their website. And I grabbed 5 pounds of it, I believe. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I grabbed 5 pounds. And so I grabbed 5 pounds because I really brew this beer a lot. And this could also be very good in New England's. But it's going to enhance haze stability and foam retention and mouthfeel. So it does very similar things that Carafoam does. I just think this does a better job at maintaining haze stability than Carafoam. So I removed the Carafoam from the recipe, and I'm using this. And hopefully, this helps keep the beer nice and cloudy, just like I like it. In the second box, I got 2 of a brand new product, at least to the States, a brand new product from Kegland. These are power sprayers. Now, what these do is pretty cool. I got the ball lock attachment with it too, the ball lock adapter. So the reason why I got these, a couple of the guys in the Homebrew Club got them. When I say Homebrew Club, if you don't know what I mean, it's Brewtubers, www.brewtubers.com. These power washers, they have multi-uses. Some folks use them in the club for cleaning their kettles. Some folks use them for cleaning around the brewery. What I think I'm going to use them for is cleaning my kegerator lines. That's what I got the ball lock attachments for. I can connect the liquid attachment right to it. I can connect the liquid quick disconnect right to it. I push it through. You charge them. It's got a USB-C charger. They're chemically resistant, long-lasting lithium-ion batteries, and 3 bars of max pressure, 40 psi, which is going to be plenty to clean these. And also, the best thing about it is that I don't have to waste CO2 cleaning my lines, because usually what I do is I have kegs for cleaning, sanitizing, and water. And so what I can do is I can connect these. I have 2. I'll have 1 for cleaner, 1 for sanitizer. I'll clean my lines, wash it out, hook it up with water through the lines, and then I'll use the other one to sanitize. I ordered these in February. They just came. They were shipped out June 13th. It took a long time. They must have just gotten them in stock. So nice to get them. They have an adjustable spray jet nozzle, and LED power meter lights let you know when you need to recharge them. So pretty cool. I'm excited to try them out. And here it is. 1 liter, holds 1 liter of water. I hit the trigger here. There's a trigger right here. There you go. You can hear it. So I got 75% power. Pretty cool. I'm going to charge these up. Also, one of the cool things about having the USB-C charger on these is that I have other things that carry a USB-C charger. My charger from my pill, the Kegland pill, the wireless hydrometer, that's a USB-C charger. The microphone in the transmitter that I got from wherever I got them from, they're USB-C charger, Rode. They're USB-C. So I really like the USB. My phone, Apple 15, humble brag, USB-C charger. So a lot of USB-C chargers, which makes them very versatile. But also, it came with a charger, which is great. Okay, it's 3 p.m. I was just in the middle of pulling out substitution malts from my shelving unit. I figured out I have the ingredients I need, my very, very minute minor substitutions, going from Breeze to Stone Path, light white wheat to pale wheat, so on, or back and forth. And I was putting it in my software, I was getting ready to measure out grains, and I hear the slight hum of a USPS truck. So it arrived. So I'm gonna use these, these grains. I'm gonna get everything weighed out, get my salts weighed out, get milling, and we're gonna get going on this brew day. I'm doing something a little bit different this time around. I'm going to be separating out my mash and sparge salts. There's a few of the members of the club that do it, including Kurt, Fermentation Adventures, my buddy. And so I think I'm going to try it this time around. We got gypsum, Epsom salt, calcium chloride, and baking soda. I haven't replaced the relay yet on the grain mill, but it seems like it's working for now. There is definitely an issue with it. I'm actually surprised that it's working. No hesitation yet. Trying out a different angle on the mash for the viewer. Let me know what you guys think. Changing out the mic, or adjusting the mic, I should say. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Got the grain milled. Everything cleaned up. Here we go. I turned down the temp to 154, turned down the heat percentage from 100 to 25, and the temp differential, the sensor differential from 6 degrees, which is what I keep it on when I'm mashing out or when I'm sparging, to 2 degrees. Hopefully we can stay within range here. Here we go. Gonna mash in quick. I'm gonna try to keep temp if we can. There we go. Yeah, it's a very, very thin mash, as you can see. It's a little bit more difficult to catch dough balls, but again, I mean, with all that water and effective stirring, I shouldn't have any. Okay. Okay, taking the sample here, as you can see, aiming for 5.44, sitting at 5.39. The sample's a little hot, 88 degrees, but this has temp differential, has temp correction, I should say. So 5.39, shooting for 5.44. Honestly, I'm gonna take it. That is close enough. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna let this brew day roll, throw on the 60-minute timer. I just turned on the 60-minute timer. We are recirculating quite furiously, running 154.5 to 151.8. The temperature differential override is on because I have it set to 2 degrees. If I turned it up to, we'll say 5, it would continue to heat up. We'll see where it goes from here. Hopefully we can get within that 2 degrees before it goes down on the RAPT temperature probe too much, but 154.3 to 151.7, I don't absolutely hate it. I wish it was about at least a degree closer, but I'll take it. I got about 15 minutes left at the end, till the end of the mash, and I go to mash out. And I was chatting with some members of the club. As you can see, 154.7 to 150.4. Dave Big Dog recently purchased a RAPT temperature probe, so it got the group to talking. I'm going to back this up so I can get in here a little bit. It got the group to talking, and we have a member of the club named Dan Brew with an R, and he was giving us his input, as he does, on what he does for his unit, because he's got the same one. So I'm going to follow what he does. He gets his temp within a degree. So he turns his heat down, his power percentage, his heat down low. He actually shuts off the Bluetooth. So I'm gonna turn off the Bluetooth, so it is off. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna rely on it. I'm still gonna follow it. But the other thing he does, turns his PID off and sets his hysteresis to 1. So we'll go in, settings, PID, that's off. And then we're gonna go to his heating hysteresis and set it to 1. Okay, so the heating hysteresis is set to 1, PID is off. I turned off Bluetooth, it's heating up on the unit, and we'll see how close we can get. He said that his temperatures bounce and then it settles in about 1 degree off. He's usually in that 3 degree range, but you know, as he's mashing in or whatever, but once he gets to his mash temp, he usually can get it to within 1 degree. Okay, the other thing I just did was I turned the heat up to 50%. Once it gets to 154 on the Brewzilla, I'll turn it down to 25% or 29. I'm currently sitting at 156 on the probe, so I'm not too far off of what I was. If anything, I'm probably a little bit closer than what I was when it wasn't connected to Bluetooth, the RAPT. So we'll keep an eye on it. And by the way, for anybody that has a question on why I'm doing it so late in the process, well, one, we just started talking about it. But two, my conversion's done. It's really just for the love of the game at this point. My conversion's I've already converted all the sugars I'm going to convert. So it's more so just to see how close I can get. So I'm at 154, which means I'm going to turn down the heat percentage to 29. Actually, it might be 25. Let me see what he has. I'm pretty sure he said 25. Yeah, 25. So I'll turn it down to 25. So I'm at 154.3 to 157.1. And we'll see what happens by the end of the mash. Granted, I probably only have about 10 minutes left or so. Okay, I got to 154.3. I'm sitting at 157.6 on the RAPT Temp probe. That's a difference of, or 157.4, that's a difference of basically 3 degrees. Once this falls below 154, it should start heating up. Let me take a look at my temp differential. Settings. Allowed sensor differential is 2 degrees. So what I want to do is maybe I'll turn this. Allowed sensor differential. We'll do 1. If it gets down to 153, it should heat back up. Okay, I just moved my temp probe because Rigger Brew Dan said that he moves his temp probe so it doesn't hit the recirculation coming out, which makes sense. 153.2 to 156.9. As you can see, I set my sensor differential to 1 degree, so it starts heating up once it gets down to 153. 153.2 to 156.9. I moved my temp probe even further away. 25%. Target's 154. 156.9 still. Sitting at 154 to 157.2, still in that 3 degree range. I'll try this again. I'm coming up to the end. There's the alarm. I'll try this when I have when I'm like starting another beer. I just wanted to try it to see if I could get closer. I didn't get closer, but I'm going to turn this to 60, turn up the temp to 170. I didn't necessarily get closer, but it wasn't super far off. It was about the same. It would be the temps were about the same as if it was as if I had Bluetooth connected. So we're going to start the mash out process. And that's something I'll take notes on, and that's a change that I'll make on my next beer. Testing out Dan Rigger Brew's mashing method with the RAPT thermometer and the profile. The good news is that, as I zoom out, the good news is that that's what the club is for that type of input, that type of advice. We all do different things. And it's interesting because I've been having such an issue with the temperatures. So we'll try them out on another beer and see how it goes. But it seems pretty promising. Okay, I just pulled the sample for a first runnings gravity to get a sense of where we are. We have about 4 minutes left in the mash out at 170. And I'm drinking a beer from Treehouse called Steady Hand. It's a single IPA. They don't make those very often. With Citra and Galaxy and 6.8%. Why not have a beer? This is the earliest I've had a beer in the brewing process in years and years. A few weeks ago, I brewed a beer and had a beer during the boil. Now that I got the split system, I know I'm a broken record, but now I got the split system, I can brew whenever I want. The sink, I can brew whenever I want. It means I'm probably going to be having more beers with brew days. I mean, thoroughly, absolutely, without a doubt, thoroughly spoiled to have Treehouse as close as I do. Peach, gummy candy, like the peach ring candy. Everything it says it is in this beer, it really is. Grapefruit, orange zest, mango sorbet. Fantastic. Okay, we're almost done with the sparge, coming up to 32 liters, which is a little under 8.5 gallons. Our first runnings gravity was 1.043. A little concerning because my pre-boil gravity needs to be 1.040. On the flip side, it's not super concerning because I only added 5 liters of water to get to 32 liters. So we'll have to see when we get to a boil. I'll take a sample, I'll cool it down, we'll see where we're at for OG. Hopefully we're not low, and if we're low, hopefully we can make up for it in the boil. I'm actually supposed to jump like 11 points in the boil. I don't know how I'm gonna do that in general, so we'll see how this works. You'd think I'd never brewed this beer before. But I did like the Honey Blonde Ale at 4.5% or so maybe I'll like it at this beer at 4.5, but I would like this in over 5% if possible. Boom. 1.042, aiming for 1.040. Do you want to know what that puts us at? I will tell you. That puts us at an 87% mash efficiency. I will take it. Love it. Currently could be over 5.1% it's saying right now, obviously. A lot has to happen between now and then, but we'll see. 87% mash efficiency, I'll take it. Continuing on with the brew day. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. Adding a tablespoon of yeast nutrient. You missed the 20-minute edition. And the reason for that is because I missed the alarm by about a minute. So, or it was a 15-minute edition. So technically it was a 14-minute edition, but it is what it is. The next edition is going to be Huel Melon. We're going to put the chiller in soon, add the Huel Melon, and then we're going to chill down. Okay, got an ounce of Huel Melon. I'm going to stop the timer, or stop the unit. It is flame out. And now I'm going to turn on the chiller. We're going to get this thing chilled down to about 190 or 180 or so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the recirculation arm. day's over. I have to clean the system. It is sitting in filth right now. But I did want to show this. Show that bad boy off. 050, shooting for 051. That puts us at a 76.77% brewhouse efficiency. I'm happy that I brought my approximate brewhouse efficiency down. I originally had it at 81%. I brought it down to 79. We finished at just about 77. So I would attribute some of the percentage loss to maybe the chip malt. That's really the only thing I changed from batch to batch. So it's something to adjust for in the future. We're going to finish right around 4.95%. I would like to get it at right at 5.2. So we'll see how it attenuates. Hopefully it attenuates down nicely. So there we go. I'm going to pitch the yeast. I'm going to clean up. I have dinner that just came. Meat Lovers Pizza, getting ready for the Brew Tubers happy hour. Every second or third Friday of the month, we all get together, share a couple of beers, chit chat. Some of us have more than a couple of beers. What up, Josh? And me sometimes as well. You know, you never know. But I'm going to pitch the yeast, call this good, throw the tilt in, and call it a night. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have a tasting video on this and some exciting updates on overall in brewing, with my brewing and with tasting videos. More to come. Thanks so much for watching. L'chaim.